Former Wallabies fullback Greg Martin didn't hold back when discussing Australia and New Zealand's performances after the All Blacks narrowly beat the Wallabies 31-28 in Sydney in the first Bledisloe Cup match. Despite the close scoreline, Martin described both teams as woeful, highlighting the numerous errors made by both sides and expressing doubts about the Wallabies' ability to compete at the highest level. Please subscribe this channel to support us. We were woeful, and the All Blacks became woeful. We dragged them down to our level, Martin said during an interview on the platform. He emphasized that, while Australia managed to close the gap after falling 21-0 behind, the All Blacks were far from their best, making several mistakes and having multiple tries disallowed. Although Australia nearly snatched a win, Martin wasn't optimistic about their prospects in the next match. He pointed out that historically, when the Wallabies get close in the first Bledisloe, the All Blacks tend to come back stronger and deliver a much more decisive win in the second game. The All Blacks have a lot more upside, whereas the Wallabies, that's as good as we get, Martin said. Reflecting on the overall quality of the match, Martin was critical of how open it was, suggesting that it lacked the intensity and physicality typically associated with test-level rugby. It didn't look like test rugby at times. It seemed like everyone thought you had to score 80 points in a test match. There wasn't a lot of grinding, was there? He also pointed out the poor defensive efforts from both teams, saying, the defense from both teams was woeful. No wonder South Africa's the best team because they don't crack under easy pressure like our two teams do. Martin believes both the Wallabies and All Blacks could learn from South Africa's method of building pressure and controlling the game. Looking ahead to the second Bledisloe Cup match in Wellington, Martin expects a strong response from New Zealand, predicting that they will bounce back forcefully. He also expressed concern about Australia's overall squad depth, saying that only a couple of Wallabies players would make the All Blacks team today, compared to 6 or 7 in the past when they were more competitive.